Ghana.
Oh, sorry.
shot needs to be ready. We can't compromise the shot. When you Thomas, no?
Honorable Dr. Pea Mushelenga, Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of the Republic of Namibia, Honorable Shirley Botwe, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Bernadette Jahar, Deputy Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, Ambassador Hannah Nyarko, Coordinating Director in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency Ambassador Selma Ashipala Musafi, High Commissioner of the Republic of Namibia to the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency Ambassador Yakubu Al-Hassan, High Commissioner of the Republic of Ghana to the Republic of Namibia, Inspector General of the Namibian Police, Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo, Executive Directors present, senior government officials from both Ghana and Namibia, distinguished delegates, members of the media, and of course, members of the public watching these proceedings through our NBC platform. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming closer to the end of the 5th session of the Namibia-Ghana Permanent Joint Commission of Cooperation, but I do not have the authority to declare it closed. It's going to be declared closed by the respective co-chairs. But I have to start this closing session with a revelation that my intelligence did work. I did find out who revealed the information to the ministers following our report presented to the ministers. The closing session has a few items. We are going to witness the signing of the agreed minutes by the honorable ministers, the co-chairs. It's then going to be followed by the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Government of the Republic of Namibia, the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation, in short, then the Namibia, in brackets, the Namibia International Women Peace Center, and the Government of the Republic of Ghana, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, in brackets, Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, on cooperation in the area of expanding technical capacity, training, policy research and analysis on women, peace and security, as well as in peacekeeping and peace support operations. Thereafter, we are going to hear remarks from Honorable Shirley Bochwe, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana, to be followed by closing remarks by Honorable Dr. Pea Mushelenga, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of the Republic of Namibia. Thereafter, the two co-chairs of the senior officials are going to read out the joint communique. May I, at this juncture, invite the honorable ministers to the high table in front to sign the agreed minutes, which are to be followed by the MOU. Honorable ministers. The honorable ministers will exchange the agreed minutes as signed. We now proceed to signing the Memorandum of Understanding. And this is on cooperation in the area of expanding technical capacity training, policy research and analysis on women, peace and security, as well as in peacekeeping and peace support operations. The exchange of the MOU. Thank you very much, honorable ministers. I would propose that the honorable ministers remain in order to continue with the remarks by Honorable Shirley Bochwe, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana, to be followed by Honorable Dr. Pea Mushelenga. Honorable Minister, the floor is yours.
Again, I'd like to respect the protocols that have already been established to save some time. Co-chair, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to have participated in the 5th session of the Ghana-Namibia Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation. Truly, I have been inspired by the dedication and resourcefulness of all stakeholders who have shown in diverse ways a deep sense of commitment to enhancing our bilateral relations. This collaborative spirit has been the bedrock of the Ghana-Namibia PJCC since its inception, and it is my sincere hope that it will continue to thrive. Our discussions have spanned various critical areas, including transportation, trade and investment, export promotion, health, defense and education, amongst others. Guided by the common interest of our nations and the strong bonds of friendship between our two countries, our senior officials held productive deliberations. The 5th session has reviewed several agreements and memoranda of understanding between our two countries, and I'm happy to note that the MOU on cooperation in the area of expanding technical capacity, training, policy research, and analysis on women, peace, and security, as well as in peacekeeping and peace support operations, has been signed today between the Ghana Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center and the Namibian International Women's Peace Center. Meanwhile, work is in progress to have the following agreements and position papers finalized and signed. First is a bilateral air service agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana and the government of the Republic of Namibia. Second is a draft MOU on cooperation in the field of health and science. The following have also been outlined as possible areas of cooperation. First, cooperation in the field of air transport between Ghana and Namibia, perspective of Ghana Airports Company Limited. 2, cooperation in the field of air transport between Ghana and Namibia, perspective of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority. And 3, cooperation in the field of research on geological, geoscientific studies and data management. I've been reliably informed that joint technical committees have been created and some working committees met on the sidelines of the PJCC. I urge the technical teams of both countries to maintain and strengthen their working relationships, fostering closer collaboration to finalize and implement these agreements and MOUs for the benefit of our peoples. This session has provided us with the opportunity to refine current draft agreements, explore new avenues for cooperation, as well as sign off on new areas of cooperation. This strategic approach is essential for adapting to the ever-changing international landscape, ultimately benefiting both our countries. Co-chair, Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the government of Ghana, I wish to express sincere appreciation to the government and people of Namibia for hosting the 5th session. It has provided us with a platform to deliberate on crucial matters that are essential to the socio-economic development and progress of our two countries. I further wish to express heartfelt gratitude to my dear brother, Honorable Dr. Peya Mushilenga, Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of the Republic of Namibia, for the exceptional courtesies extended to my delegation and I during our stay here. Your hospitality and thoughtful gestures have made our visit not only productive, but also truly memorable. Furthermore, I commend you for the manner in which you have conducted this program, encouraging an honest exchange of ideas and the full participation of all members. I can boldly say that with your guidance, our discussions were highly productive. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to extend my sincere appreciation to all stakeholders for their effective collaboration. I would particularly like to commend the senior officials for their dedication to duty, which was demonstrated throughout the session, as evidenced by the high quality of work, discussions, and the comprehensive nature of the agreed minutes submitted for consideration by the ministers. Undoubtedly, you have been instrumental in the success of this session. In conclusion, I reaffirm Ghana's commitment to strengthening her fraternal bonds with Namibia. We are confident that our collective efforts will lead to the economic development and prosperity that we also desire. Long live Ghana-Namibia relations. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Dr. P.M. Shilenga, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, our Director of Ceremonies, Ambassador Pendananda, the Executive Director of the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation, Your Excellency and dear sister, Minister Bochwe, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana, and your delegation, my colleague, the Deputy Minister of Gender, Poverty Eradication, the Inspector General of Police in our midst. May I stand on the protocol that has been established. I am glad to address you at this closing session of the Namibia-Ghana Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation. This joint commission does not only testify the bond that exists between the two sister republics, the Republic of Ghana and the Republic of Namibia, but it also speaks to the spirit of Pan-Africanism, that the two sister republics on the African continent would come together and decide to cooperate on various areas, economic and socio-cultural, as well as political, in order to ensure that they serve not only the interest of the two countries, but also of the African continent. It also further speaks to what we call South-South cooperation. As developing countries of sub-Saharan Africa, we need to get together in order to cooperate together as countries of the South, now talking in terms of the geopolitics, the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere, again, to chart the development agenda for all our people. Ghana is that one country that has maintained long relations with our country, both before and after independence. We recall the Ghanaian uniformed force members in the blue helmets during the transition period to Namibia's independence as part of the United Nations Transition Assistance Group, UNTAG. And again, in a post-independent Namibia, we continue to cooperate. Both our countries have opened diplomatic missions in each other's capitals, and we also continue to cooperate on various multilateral fora for the sake of our people and for the sake of the people of our continent, and also for the sake of the people of the world. The agreements that we have signed today will go a long way to ensure that the bond of friendship that has existed will continue further serving our two countries at best. So I look forward to us maintaining this momentum by implementing what has been discussed over the past days and by maintaining the periodic holding of these joint commissions of Permanent Joint Commission of Cooperation as we have hitherto been doing. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. At this juncture, may I invite Ambassador Nyarko to join me in presenting the joint communique. Ambassador Nyarko. Joint communique. The fifth session of the Namibia-Ghana Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation, PJCC, 2nd to 4th July 2024, Swakopmund, Namibia. In accordance with the agreement on the establishment of the Namibia-Ghana Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation, signed in 1994, the fifth session of the Namibia-Ghana Permanent Joint Commission of Cooperation was held from the 2nd to the 4th July 2024 in Swakopmund, Namibia. The Namibian delegation was led by Honorable Dr. Pea Mushelenga, Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of the Republic of Namibia. The Ghanaian delegation was led by Honorable Shirley Ayokor Bochwe, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana. The ministerial session was preceded by the meeting of senior officials that was co-chaired by Ambassador Penda Nanda, Executive Director of the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation of the Republic of Namibia, and Ambassador Hannah Nyarko, Coordinating Director for Political and Economic Matters of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana. The Commission expressed the desire to elevate the Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation to a binational commission to be co-chaired by the two respective heads of state. The holding of the fifth session of the Namibia-Ghana Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation affirms the commitment by both countries to continue strengthening bilateral relations and cooperation through political and diplomatic consultations, exchange of visits at all levels, bilateral trade, as well as sharing of information and experiences for the enhancement of socio-economic development in both countries. The Commission noted the expressed interest by both sides in cooperating in the areas of foreign service training, agriculture, mining, health, transport, energy, arts, education, child protection, marginalized communities, youth development, sports, trade, justice, correctional services, peacekeeping, and regional local government administration and development. The Commission noted the request by Ghana for Namibia's support for the candidature of Honorable Shirley Botchway for the position of Commonwealth Secretary General during the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, scheduled for the 21st to the 25th October 2024 in Samoa. The Commission noted the request by Namibia for Ghana's support for the candidatures of Major General Anne-Marie Nainda, who is running for the position of Vice President of Interpol for the Africa region, as well as Master Harsen Nyambe, who is running for the position of Commissioner for Agriculture, Rural Development, Blue Economy and Sustainable Environment at the African Union Commission. The Commission witnessed the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Namibia's International Women Peace Center and the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. The MOU provides for cooperation in the area of technical capacity, training, policy research and analysis on women, peace and security, as well as peacekeeping and peace support operations.
The Commission noted that various legal instruments and MOUs are under discussion and urged for their speedy finalization. The Ghanaian side informed of its efforts within the regional community, namely ECOWAS, to tackle the security challenges that confront the region, as well as Africa as a whole, citing Ghana's work with the Accra Initiative. The Namibian side highlighted its work as chair of the SADC organ on defense and security, as well as the membership of the AU Peace and Security Council in resolving conflicts and as election observers on the African continent. The Commission expressed concern on the ongoing wars and conflicts in Sudan, Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, Northern Mozambique, Gaza, that is the Palestine-Israeli conflict, as well as Ukraine, Russia. The Commission called for the cessation of hostilities and peaceful resolution of these conflicts. The Namibian side reaffirmed its solidarity with the people of Western Sahara and affirmed its support for the implementation of AU decisions and UN resolutions on the holding of a referendum. Both countries called upon the international community to speed up efforts geared towards the attainment of their inalienable rights to self-determination for the people of Palestine and the attainment of this two-state solution. The Commission noted that the United Nations Security Council, UNSC, in its current form, lacks representation of the entire membership of the United Nations, including African countries. This lack of permanent representation of Africa is unjustified, unsustainable, and a historical injustice to Africa. Both sides agreed that for the UNSC to remain relevant, it must be reformed as a matter of urgency to reflect the current global realities. In that regard, the Commission reaffirmed their full support for the African Common Position on the reform. In this context, the Commission noted Namibia's continued role in the Committee of 10, C10. The Honorable Shirley Ayokoboche, Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, attended the Swakopmund International Trade Expo, SWITEX, on 3rd July 2024, where she addressed the audience and urged the two countries to enhance bilateral trade and investment cooperation within the framework of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFTA. Honorable Shirley Ayokoboche expressed her sincere thanks to the Honorable Dr. Bea Mushalenga, Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, and to the government and people of Namibia for the warm welcome extended to her and her delegation. The Honorable Bea Mushalenga thanked Honorable Shirley Ayokoboche for having honored his invitation to visit Namibia and for co-chairing the Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation. He wished her and her delegation a safe journey home. The Commission agreed that the sixth session of the Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation will be convened in Ghana in 2026 on a date and venue to be mutually agreed upon through diplomatic channels. Thank you, co-chairs.
Thank you. Let me take this opportunity to thank both delegations for, I don't need to repeat what the honorable ministers said, for the job well done. And so this brings us to the end of our closing session. Good night. Thank you. May we?
Now, on behalf of my colleague, the co-chair, Minister Bochwe, I hereby declare the fifth session of the Permanent Joint Commission between Namibia and Ghana officially closed.
I'm reminded that we apparently need to sing the anthems, starting with the anthem of, in reverse order. Thank you.
We have won.
you.
Well, and as declared there by a very excited and elated, that is Dr. Pea Mushilenga, this fifth session is hereby declared closed, of course, marking the end of some 2-3 days of deliberations between senior officials, deliberations between ministerial officials here in Swakopmund. Of course, they converged from Ghana, they converged from Namibia to attend, of course, to this fifth session of the Joint Permanent Commission of Cooperation. As you heard there from the joint communique read out there by the two representatives from Namibia and Ghana, there were key number of agreements. That is, of course, consensus between the two visiting or the two participating delegations here at this particular hotel. And amongst those, really, first and foremost, is to elevate, that is, the Joint Permanent Commission of Cooperation to a binational commission. I think that's perhaps one of the biggest highlights to come from this engagement here. Of course, we've seen the benefits of a binational commission. You take, for instance, the relations between Namibia and Botswana and how that has really spurred the relations, of course, allowing for the heads of state to chair these meetings, to chair these engagements, and certainly that should, of course, usher these bilateral relations into a new age. We, of course, also saw that is a number of other outcomes from this. Of course, Ghana has also rallied for Namibia's support as far as their candidate for the Commonwealth is concerned. Of course, the Foreign Minister, Ms. Shirley Bochwe, is also standing for the candidature of Secretary General of the Commonwealth. Of course, that event is happening from the 21st to the 24th of October. They've also come to Namibia to lobby for Namibia's support to endorse Ghana's candidate for the Secretary General position of the Commonwealth. And also amongst the other key outcomes is, of course, the witnessing of the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Namibia's International Women's Peace Center and the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. That is, of course, a key aspect, talking about issues of security on the continent, talking about issues of security facing women across the continent, women in security. Of course, the next engagement, the sixth session of the Joint Permanent Commission of Cooperation, if it is still the JPCC, will take place in Ghana come 2026. It is a biannual engagement, of course, allowing for the implementation of some of these agreements, allowing for, that is, a proper, thorough review of what's happening. We're also hoping to speak to, that is, the Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Minister, Ms. Shirley Bochwe, but we understand that the delegation does have a very tight schedule. As you can see, people are happy, people are excited. There's jubilations here in the room, an indication that these deliberations did indeed go very well. Of course, that marks the end of this fifth session of the Joint Permanent Commission of Cooperation held by Namibia and Ghana, pardon me. They converged here and, of course, had quite a number of deliberations ranging from senior officials to that of ministerial, which took place today, and, of course, also marking the end of these deliberations. So 2 years from now, they will again meet in Ghana to, of course, review the progress on some of these agreements and see how far they've come. For myself and Shisha Mfungo and the entire team here in Swakopmund, we thank you for tuning in and pleasant viewing ahead. Goodbye.